Dear students, welcome to the video lecture of user satisfaction test part 1. So user satisfaction testing. User satisfaction testing is a process of quantifying the usability test with some measurable attributes of tests such as functionality, cost, initiative user interface, relative use cases. So quantifying the usability test with some measurable attributes is known as a user satisfaction testing. So what are the attributes? Functionality, cost, initiate UAI, reliability or ease of use. Usability can be accessed by defining a measurable goals such as 95% of the user should be able to find how to withdraw the money from ATM machine without an error or no formal testing. So we have some value, quantifiable value. 70% of all users should experience new function as clear improvement over the previous one. 70% of all the users should experience new function as clear improvement over the previous one. 90% of the consumer should be able to operate PCR within 30 minutes. So these are we are having a quantifiable value, a measurable value. So that is the uh, advantage of the user satisfaction test. Okay, we are quantifying the usability. The principal objective of the user satisfaction test are act as a communication vehicle between the designer as well as between the user and the designer. Act as a communication vehicle between designer as well as between user and designer. So communication vehicle between designer and the user. That's it. To detect and evaluate the changes during the design process. Detect and evaluate the changes during the design process. To provide a periodic indication of various divergence of opinion about the current design. To provide a periodic indication of divergence of opinion about the current design. To enable pinpointing specific area of dissatisfaction for remedy. To enable pinpointing specific area of dissatisfaction for remedy. To provide a clear understanding of just how the completed design is to be evaluated. To provide a clear understanding of how the completed design is to be evaluated. If the product is being built incrementally, the best measure the user satisfaction test is the product itself. Okay, product is built incrementally. The best measurement of user satisfaction test is the product itself. You can observe how the user can using it or avoiding it, whether they're using it or avoiding it. So next is the prototyping. We know all about the prototyping. So a positive side effect of the testing, the prototype is that you can observe how people actually use the software. In addition to prototyping and usability testing, another tool that assists in developing the high quality software is measuring and monitoring the user satisfaction during the software development. Measuring and monitoring the user satisfaction during the software development, especially during the design and development of the user interface. Actually, to measure the usability testing, the Gauss and Weinberg has developed a user satisfaction test that can be used along with the usability testing. So Gauss and Weinberg develop a user satisfaction test that can be used along with the usability testing. So guideline for developing the user satisfaction test. So this is a set of guidelines. We are having a standard format for that. The format of every user satisfaction test is basically same. The content differs from each project. The work must be done with the user or clients to find out what attributes should be included in the test. Ask the user to select the limited numbers, 5 to 10 of attributes by which the final product can be evaluated. So users should select the attributes, 5 to 10 attributes by which the final product can be evaluated. User might select the following attributes for customer tracking system. So as an example case study, the user selects the following attributes: ease of use, functionality, cost, insurance of the user interface, and the reliability. That these tests based on the attributes are showing in the following figure. So this is figure we are giving attributes: ease of use, functionality, cost, intuitive user interface, reliability. Scale from 1 to 10 point scale. One the 10 stands for actually for here, okay, very positive side, and 1 stands for, we can say, the negative side. For ease of use, very easy, it will have a 10 points. Very hard is a 1 point. Functional means, okay, non-functional is 1 point. Very functional is 10 points. Cost, very expensive is 1 point. Very inexpensive is 10 point. Intuitive UI, very hard to follow is 1 point. Very intuitive is 10 points. Reliability, not reliable means 1 point, and very reliable means 10 points. So in this manner, okay, they are able to rate, they give a value to the scale. Along with this, they can add some comment. So this is a custom form for the user satisfaction test. Uh, once the attributes are identified, they play a critical role in the evaluation. So once the user selects the attributes, they play a critical role in evaluation. User must use his judgment to answer each question by selecting the number between 1 to 10, with 10 is most favorable at 1 is least favorable. Comments are often most significant part of the test. The comments are often the most significant part of the test. Gauss and Weinberg raises the following important point in conducting the user satisfaction test. One, we have some important points are, we have to ask the user that when the design of the test has been drafted, should it to the client, should show it to the client and ask, if you fill out monthly, will it enable you to express what you like it or don't like it? Okay. For example, if when the design of the test has been drafted, okay, you have drafted the form and show it to the client, you can ask it, can you fill it monthly? If you fill it monthly, whether it will reveal the likes or dislike. Okay, this question should be asked. Okay, then if the answer is yes, you have to make them to fill it as a monthly wise. If the answer is if they answer negatively, then find out uh, if the answer they answer negatively, find out what attributes would enable them to express themselves and revise the test. Okay, if they said no, then check that, okay, you're having a problem with the attribute, then find out what are the new attributes and okay, add the new attribute and revise the test. An interesting side of while developing user satisfaction test is that we benefit from it even if the tester never administered it to anyone. It will still provide a useful information. Performing a test regularly so the user actually involved in system development. It also helps us to stay focused on the user's wishes. Okay, it helps us to stay focused on the user's wishes. So these are all about the user satisfaction test for part 1. Okay, so we are checking the user satisfaction with a set of attributes and as well as a properly designed form. We can now, these forms are now become a computerized form and we measure the user satisfaction. User is not satisfied, again we redesign the form and do the same work. Okay, it helps us to capture the user satisfaction. So this is the video lecture for part 1. Okay, remaining of the user satisfaction test we are going to discuss in the subsequent video. Thank you.